Welcome to today's 20-minute flow. Before we begin, just stop for a moment. Cross-leg position. Become very still. And just try and observe the breath for the next 5 breaths. For the next 5 breaths, there's nothing needs to be done. What does that feel like just to stop for a moment? Now today's theme is to find richness within simplicity. And what I mean by that is sometimes you need to simplify things in life so you have time to really soak in the experience. There's an expression called smell the roses, this idea of walking past a garden bed slow enough that you can actually breathe in the smell of that moment. I want you to keep that in mind, that idea today, that we can do a little bit less, but potentially go a little bit deeper, experience a little bit more. Hands on the knees. Let's just start with the basic spinal flex. And we're going to move the spine in 5 ways now. So the first movement is extension. Breathe in, shoulders back, lift the chest. The second movement is flexion. So we draw the body in, coming down, bring the head down, flexing the spine inward. Breathe in, extend the spine, press down through the base, lift up through the crown. Out breath, coming down, round the back. In breath, lift. Out breath, round. That's 2 movements of the spine. In breath, third movement, up. Right arm down, left arm over. This is lateral flexion. In breath, lift. Swap sides, left arm down, right arm up. We'll do 3 of these. In breath, lift. And bend. In breath, up. And even though this is a simple movement, I want you to feel into the complexity of it. Feel into the details. Breathing up. And bend. And the complexity is in feeling, not in thinking. Breathing up. Feel the detail. The fourth type of movement is twisting. Breathe in, come up. Take your left hand to the right knee and twist. Let's keep flowing with the breath. In breath, lift. Swap sides. And again, up. And swap, try and look behind you. In breath, lift. And turning. And there's just a sense that the spine is now moving. Everything's happening in a very smooth, a particular way. This will be the last one, up. And off to the side. In breath, lift. And return. Hands on the knees. This is the last movement. It's called circumduction. Breathe in, spine forward. Take the spine over to the right. As you breathe out, round the back. Bring the spine in. Take the spine over to the left. Breathe in, come forward with the chest. And around. The in-breath, the sternum comes towards that left knee. Over to the right. And then on the out-breath, the back presses towards the back of the room or behind you. Breathing up and forward and around. Out-breath, back, in and around. And again. And again. This one's a little bit harder to coordinate. Let's try and change direction. Breathe in, over towards the right knee, forward, over towards the left knee. Out breath, back and in. And flow. And I'm just breathing and moving. Finding my rhythm. Then come back to center. Close your eyes. Just pause for 3 breaths. I want you to tune in to the body. Looking for depth within the simplicity. So sitting here is very simple. But there's some depth here in the feeling of the body, in the breath. And the more you tune in, the more you'll start to understand this experience, this inner experience. And the depth of that. Let's move into tabletop position. So come on to hands and knees. And my hands are under the shoulders. And my knees are under the hips. In fact, I really want the center of my hand to be lined up with the outside of my shoulder. On both sides, fingers are spread, palms are flat. And my knees are under the hips, like this. Tabletop position. Let's start with those same movements. So breathe in, drop the belly, lengthen the chest. This is extension of the spine. On the out breath, press your back to the ceiling. This is that flexion of the spine. And keep going, 3 rounds. Breathe in, lengthen the front. Out breath, lengthen the back. And again. And round. Let's move straight into circumduction. So breathe in, drop the belly. Take your spine over to the left. And then round the back, take it to the top and start to move it over to the right. Breathe in, belly down, chest lengthens. Circle around. And up. This one's a little bit hard to coordinate, so do your best. And you can imagine your tailbone and neck are like handles of a skipping rope. And the spine is that skipping rope going round in a circle. Let's change direction. Remember, breathe in is where you drop the belly and lift the chest. Out breath is where you round the back. And now I'm taking my spine out to the left, breathing in, dropping the belly, lift the chest, spine goes to the right, and then around the back, lifting the front of the body up and in. So this is a basic movement, but there is a complexity to it, of course. So don't be worried if you're not getting this straight away. Start to feel your way through it. Let's move into twist now. Breathe in. Let's take the right arm up towards the ceiling. And then I want you to come down and see if you can drop all the way onto the right shoulder. It's called thread the needle. Coming down and settling. Walk that left hand out in front and come right up on the fingertips. And as you notice the mind chatting, running through thoughts, that's okay, it's normal. Just bring your mind back to the body, back to the feeling of the body. You actually give your mind a little bit of a chance to rest. All right, coming up, well done. Take your arms forward, hips are over the knees, and I'm going to drop the heart down. This is called melted heart. I'm dropping the chest down towards the floor, armpits towards the floor, and the head on the mat if you can reach that. Very nice. Walk your hands in. Let's do the twist on the other side. So tabletop position. Breathe in. Left arm goes up as high as you can. And then we'll go left arm under. Thread the needle. Dropping down towards the shoulder. Come up on the fingertips of the right hand now. Pressing down through that front arm. And just looking for the body. Just noticing the tight spots. Giving the mind a rest. Coming up, take that left arm forward, hips over the knees. Take a breath in. On the out breath, drop down, melted heart. If you want to make this stronger, you can turn forward and try and stick your chin on the mat. Hook your hands in. I'm going to get you to come all the way back onto the feet. Hopefully this is okay for you. If it's not, you can tuck the toes and sit this way. And we're going to do our last movement, which is the side bend. Breathing up. And take the right arm down and the left arm a little even higher across the body. We're going to hold this time. Try and keep your hips level with the floor. So I'm pressing down through both sitting bones, reaching up through the top arm. And if I want to make this a little bit more dynamic, I can breathe into the left hand ribs and stretch the intercostal muscles. These muscles between the ribs, I can really open them by really breathing out into that side. This allows me to go deeper without really doing much more. Coming down, in-breath, arms up. Let's swap sides. The right arm continues up, the left arm drops down. Breathing into the right hand ribs for that extra depth. If you want it, you don't have to. You can just hold this position, or you can work a bit harder by using the breath. Now I'm just trying to take in the experience. I'm not looking to stand on my head today. I just want to feel good. Coming down, let's go back into our tabletop position and start by taking the right leg back. Now you can maintain this position. If this is easy for you, try and take your left arm up in front. This is called a tabletop balance. Eyes are nice and steady, just at the front of the mat. I'm pressing down through the hand and the knee, and there's a little bit of lifting up through the middle. I'm turning my left fingers up, palm up, and reaching forward. This gives me a bit more opening in the shoulder, and I'm extending back through the heel. Take a breath in. And then I'm going to stack the back leg all the way up to the front into a low lunge position. Once I've got my feet right, I'm going to breathe in and lift the arms up. Make sure you look at the posture videos in the VIP members area to really work on this lunge and get everything aligned correctly. Here our eyes are steady, our hips are facing forward, arms are long, shoulders are down. And I'm just trying to keep something simple going here, just the feeling of the breath, a sense of being. And while I'm sinking into this, I am pressing down gently with the legs. Very nice. Bring your left hand to the mat. As you breathe in, take the right arm up, open into a twist. Turn the chin, look up if you can. Well done. Coming down, take that right leg out the back, come into that tabletop balance. And if you can, take the left arm up in front. Now you can stay here and work on this balance. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can take the left arm back and you reach back and see if you can grab that back foot. Kick the foot gently into the hand. You feel a little bit of a stretch down the front of the right leg, down through the quads there. Very nice. Return to tabletop. Take that left leg out the back, extend through the heel. If this is easy for you, I want you to try and take the right arm up, move into a full balance. Turn the palm up on that front arm. Pressing down through the base to get a little bit of lift out of the middle. Eyes are steady. I'm just trying to find moments of stillness here. We'll take a breath in and then step that left leg forward, lunge position. Nice long stride. Breathe in, rise up. Relax the shoulders. Hips are square to the front. Really lean into it and then gently press down through the legs. Eyes are steady. Working with an even breath, slow breath. You can breathe in, breathe out. It's very simple, but there's plenty of depth here, plenty of feeling. Coming down, place your right hand opposite your left foot. And as you breathe in, take the left arm up. Revolve, low lunge. Turning the chin, looking up. And this class will just get you warm just a little bit. It's not going to make you sweat, but it's just going to get things moving. This will be a great class to do in the morning when you don't have a lot of time. Just get things going. Very nice. Coming down, take that left leg out the back, tabletop balance. This is the half balance, or right arm up, full balance. Now you can stay here if you want to take it up a level. This right arm goes back, and I'm just reaching back for the foot. Very nice, and release. And we're just going to step into a seated position. Legs out in front. Take a breath in, lift. And just move the belly button forward. I'm just leaning. Now I can go for the feet, but it's not a strong class this, so maybe the shins is enough. We can take a humble approach and place your hands beside the legs. You don't have to lie down here on the legs. You can just lean forward until you feel something happening at the back of the legs. Turn the toes up and back towards the face. You feel it stretching through the bottom of the feet, the calves. Feel the back of the legs. And then notice up the back of the body, a little bit of a stretch. Let the head hang down. Maybe you can feel some stretch in the neck, the back of the head, the top of the head. Very nice. Coming up. Let's go into butterfly. So we'll take the feet together, knees apart. Try and bring your heels and sitting bones close together. And just having the knees apart might be enough today. Just have those apart and settle here. If you want to go a little bit deeper, breathe in, press down through the base. And just start to lean forward. It doesn't really matter how far you go, as long as you can feel something happening. Feel some stretch in the inner groin. With these short classes, you're not getting super warm, so you don't want to be pushing. In fact, in yoga, 80% is enough. 80% of your limit. Try not to push to 100. Bring the knees together. We'll go back to a cross-leg position. Breathe in, sit up, and I just want you to come over the legs. It's a bit of a hip opener. I'm trying to come down, maybe bring your elbows to the mat, to the floor. Let the head hang down. Coming up, well done. If you're new to yoga, good on you. What a great time to start to find this beautiful practice. I just want you to cross your legs the other way. So I naturally always go this way. So just to balance out, I'm going to swap over. Breathe in, lean forward, and come down. So remember to do these practices more than once. Don't get into this trap of always looking for something new all the time, something new. It's better to do something again and then look for depth. This little 20-minute class, maybe you want to do this 4 or 5 times. Really deeply sink into it. Coming back up, you can maybe go back to your normal seated position. And I like to finish with a nice positive posture. So sit up nice and tall. There's a sense of pressing down through the base, lifting through the crown. Shoulders relaxed, stomach relaxed. Close your eyes and just tune in for a moment. Notice what you feel like. Maybe there's some leftover feeling from some of those postures. You can feel some muscles that you haven't felt for a while. Maybe your mind has slowed just a little bit. Maybe you're more aware of your body and less connected with that overthinking, over-analysing. Maybe some of that extra thinking is not always so necessary. Bring your palms together. Thank you and namaste.